Welcome back to another episode of the DNC Reviews podcast. I'm Arjun. As you know, we also have Ronan and Seung with us here today per usual. And today we're going to be doing a very special review of a 2016 release from Detroit native Danny Brown titled Atrocity Exhibition. Yeah, let's get right into least favorite tracks. Hosung, do you want to start?
My favorite was From the Ground. Also, Tell Me What I Don't Know. It's quite hard to choose, to be honest, but my least favorite was White Lines.
I absolutely agree with those picks. My favorite tracks are Downward Spiral, Tell Me What I Don't Know, Really Dough, Ain't It Funny, Lost, White Lines, Pneumonia, Dance in the Water, From the Ground, When It Rained, Today, and Get High. And my least favorite track.
That's a lot.
My least favorite track is probably Gold Dust, if I had to pick one.
My favorites were Tell Me What I Don't Know and Rolling Stone. And Pneumonia was just a vibe, man. That's just so funny. And least favorite for me was probably Get High.
Bro, Danny Brown, he's like one of those guys where like you listen to one song and you either love him or you hate him. And I think I love this guy. Like, this is really, really, really good. Like, for me, like, you go on Ain't It Funny, which is probably my favorite track on the whole thing. And you got these loud, like, bold, bombastic horns just like blaring in your right and left ear. And then there's like this random ass drum and the tempo is like 220. And you're like, how the hell is this guy gonna rap on this beat, right? All of a sudden, he's like, she just goes off, and then it's like one of the best moments on the album for me because he just defied all my expectations. Like, he just goes like, verbal couture, parkour with the metaphors, the flow house of horror, dead bolted with metal doors. Like, that flow is insane. Like, he has the ability to do so much, and his technical rapping ability is unbelievable. And then Hosong, you said that one of your least favorite tracks was White Lines.
Oh, yeah. It was quite hard to choose, but I felt like the flow was kind of repetitive, in my opinion. But it was still a good song, but yeah, that was just my least favorite.
I thought like the way he was flowing like with the piano and he's like lines and lines of coke and then like the piano was also going with him. Yeah. That shit is so dope. That's so cool. I thought that was sick. Yeah, but I understand why it would be like sort of boring and repetitive, but there's just so many good songs on this thing. Like, can we talk about Really Dough? You have Danny Brown, Kendrick Lamar, Absol, and then like the features sort of cut off for there, like the names. It's just like one of, if not the best moments on the entire album, and it just makes it click so well.
I don't know. For me, I felt like Kendrick's verse was a little underwhelming, especially Kendrick's chorus, like the one that keeps repeating. Yeah, is a little repetitive and annoying.
I thought that like the chorus was kind of hype. Like, he was like, really though, like really though, like the whole vibe and the atmosphere of that track is like, for me, is just unbelievable. Like, that is like a 10. That track is a 10. All right, so Hosong, you said that From the Ground was one of your favorite tracks. Why is that?
I felt like the song was really like calm and relaxed compared to the other songs, because I felt like this album was kind of like loud and weird with the instrumentals and the way he raps, right? But then when I heard this song, it was kind of like flowing really smoothly, and that's what I'm kind of enjoying right now.
Yeah, the one thing I really love about this album is that it's like a concept album executed like to perfection. We might be underselling how weird it is. Like, it's really weird. Like, if you're listening to Drake, Travis Scott, Uzi, and like Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, and all that, like, this is really weird, like really outside of your comfort zone. But I think that the best way to listen to it is from track 1 to track 15 all the way through, and read the lyrics when you do it, because it'll just be a bunch of noises, like really annoying noises, if you're just listening to it without reading the lyrics. Out of all the albums that we've reviewed thus far, I think that this is by far one of the best. This is incredible work. The beats, the production is amazing. The samples are incredible. And like, he's just like he's like Kevin Durant, you know? Like he's just like snaking his way, sliding his way through all the beats.
Yeah, and also like you mentioned in other videos, this problem that these like artistic masterpieces have is that although it's amazing, we can't casually listen to these songs. But this, I mean, although it's weird, this is like one of the like some of the songs in here I would actually put in a playlist.
I can listen to those songs anywhere. Like I think that this album is great as it is. I can like I'm on the school bus. I'm like listening to Really Dope. I'm walking around in the hallways, AirPods in. I could be blasting Ain't It Funny. Like it works. But one thing I want to make really clear is if you don't like his voice, I don't want you to force yourself to like it. If you don't like his voice, you're probably not going to enjoy it. But if you can get past the voice, it'll be a lot of fun. But always come in with an open mind. That's something that we love to promote here. So, do you guys have any questions, comments before we head into scoring? Hosong, do you want to start us off?
I really enjoyed the album. It was fun to listen to, even though it was like kind of weird at the first time I heard it. Yeah, but I feel like he's in his own league. Like I can't really compare him to other artists. At first, I thought it sounded like Schoolboy Q a little bit, but then more I listened to it, it just doesn't sound like him. It's
Yeah,
just in his own league. It's just so different that I don't know. I'm still not really used to it.
sure.
So yeah, with that in mind, this is the thing. It's kind of hard to read these albums. Like it's got
Yeah.
so much meanings into it, but then I gave 8.5 to Asteroid, right? So
And Juice WRLD. And Juice
and
WRLD.
Juice WRLD.
Don't forget that. Don't
Wait,
forget that.
So yeah, don't rely on my ratings. I'll
Yeah.
I'll give this album a 8.5 out of 10.
let me say this. This album might be groundbreaking. I've never seen something like this before. Another point I forgot to mention previously was we always talk about story arcs of albums. This one doesn't really have a story arc like a normal. Oh wait, maybe there is because there's an intro. But I don't know. It doesn't it's not like a story mountain, this album. But
Okay.
maybe that's just me. I
I
don't
think it is just you.
know. I'm tweaking. Okay. Anyway, and Arjun, you know how he mentioned he was kind of like Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a better comparison. I was
Yeah.
thinking Joe Johnson. Like no one knows this guy, right? Just some random maybe like no one knows this guy, but he's secretly getting all these dubs and these like records in the league. Some of these songs they only have like 40K views and stuff, and that's kind of sad. But so as I mentioned previously, it's a groundbreaking album. So this is going to be a groundbreaking rating. Guess what's going to come? I'm giving it a 10.
I I agree with pretty much everything that Ronan said, even the Joe Johnson comparison, because Joe Johnson is like 40 years old, I think, and he's out here like balling against all these rookies like it's nothing. Yeah, Danny Brown isn't young. We have to we have to establish that he's pretty old. He's like nearing on 40, and he drops bangers. He like drops nukes. Like I agree with everything that Ronan said, and I'm gonna repeat myself as I have before. Features are amazing, production's amazing, Danny Brown is amazing, the bars are amazing, the atmosphere is amazing. I do think that there's a story arc. The one of the best albums I've ever heard, if not the best album I've ever heard in my life. So for that, like I'd have to agree with Ronan. Like I'm gonna have to give it a 10. This album is a 10 out of 10. This the first 10 on TNC reviews. I think that like as Ronan said, it's groundbreaking. It's really sad that some songs have like 40, 50K views. Hopefully this video will change that. But even if you're really against this genre of hip hop, we recommend that you listen to it. This album is a 10. It's incredible. It's amazing. You can listen to it anywhere. And it's like a really, really good book or a really, really great movie. That sort of concludes our review. Our next review, we're in we're talking to someone, an artist, a smaller artist who wants us to review his album. So once we negotiate everything, work everything out, we should be having our first ever requested album review. So that'll be fun. It's been fun. We had a good time listening to and reviewing this album. Obviously, we got 2 10s out of 3. Um, I just yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, make sure that you look at our last video where we talked about Astroworld because that got no views. So if you missed it, go ahead and go back.
A
Um,
reminder, road to 100 subscribers.
road
2
to
minutes
100
left.
subscribers.
Road to 100 subscribers.
Yep.
Use the social medias.
Yeah,
Get
we're
the
almost
little
there.
DNC subscribe thing, booming out here.
A few subscribers away from 100, and when we do, we're gonna do something crazy. I'm not gonna tell you what, but it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's been a fun time reviewing this album, and that make sure you check us out: Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, everything. We're there. DNC, look it up. Danny Brown, Atrocity Exhibition, 2016 release. Album review is now over. Goodbye.
Running by myself, ain't no looking back. Checking on my health, no, I'm good at that.